Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining us. I've got Jillian Godsil, Crypto Diva, on the show with me today. Jillian, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
All right, tell our audience about Crypto Diva, what it does, and then I want to find out all the exciting things that you're into these days.
Okay. Recently, I set up about 4 months ago with another friend of mine, an American actually. We called ourselves a Crypto Divas because we're both into crypto. We love talking about it. And we set up a little YouTube channel, which is going along quite nicely. Where every week we meet up and we talk about good week, bad week, and we talk about the different news. And I've now been joined by a different diva. So there's all these divas coming and going. It started off originally with Morgan from America, and now I've got Lena from Estonia. So that's kind of the fun thing that I'm doing. That's sort of like just putting it out there. So that's Crypto Divas.
Now you're into a lot of new things. You're on the board of directors for several different entities. Walk us through some of them.
Okay. Well, first of all, I do want to say, though, what really excites me about this industry is that I only joined it last September. And now it is amazing. And the other thing I want to say too as well, which is so exciting, is that for the first time in my career, my age and my gender is a positive attribute. And that is just so exciting. I've got like 30 years of fintech experience globally. I worked for JP Morgan and I worked in Australia and Singapore with Hill & Knowlton, big American company. And I've worked with Iona Technologies here as well. So I've got a lot of fintech experience. But I've only just moved into the blockchain in September. And prior to that, being in my early 50s and a woman was not necessarily advantageous in the fintech industry, but it's hugely advantageous in blockchain because, as we know, there's only 4% women in here at the moment, and we want more. So in answer to your question, what am I doing now? I'm doing everything. It's lovely. I'm already a journalist. Right? I'm a fintech journalist. So I moved into the whole writing space, and I adore it because I've interviewed some of the most interesting people, like CZ from Binance. You know, if I was in an ordinary just fintech area, I wouldn't get to interview the CEO of Deutsche Bank, whatever. You know, you have to be really, really senior to do that. So the accessibility of people is fantastic. So I do a lot of writing. I love that. And then I love all these blockchain conferences around the world because they're so exciting. There's energy. They're so full of energy and positivity. And I've been given a wonderful opportunity to chair some of them, to speak at some of them. And so I've gone to Kiev and Amsterdam and London and Oman and someplace else, Dallas, so far this year, and meeting like-minded people. So that is so exciting to not only give a presentation or to chair or whatever, and to meet all these amazing people. And then I'm also advising lots of ICOs because, as I say, I've got like 30 years of fintech experience and PR and journalism, and I'm putting that to work for different companies, some locally and some abroad, and that's very exciting. And for me, it's very important because when people see the advisor, sometimes there's a bad rap in this industry where people want to charge a big money for their engagement and for their face, whatever. I'm kind of going, that's called gouging here in Ireland. It's not a nice thing to do, you know. And a lot of these startups, they're tough with their money. So I like to try and give as best value as I can, not charge big fees. Unless I deliver something amazing, then I've no problem, you know, if it's a win-win for the company. But I charge very modest fees, but I like to advise them and help them along as best I can. And then the final thing that's really interesting is that, so I'm writing, chairing, speaking, advising. And now I'm also been invited on different boards. I'm on the US Blockchain Association, which is terribly exciting, with David Cam from Earth Dollar and Alicia Forrester, who's very into pollinators. So that's very exciting. And it's looking at the found city of Atlantis, a smart city, putting ATMs in Las Vegas, launching a Las Vegas token. I'm working with Stephen Cutter with the Wuji Foundation. So that's very exciting there. And then I'm on the board of a first board member of EOS Dublin, a great group of people. They're block producers here. So that's terribly interesting to see what's happening there. And I'm also CEO of Block Newbie, which is an Irish startup. So there's loads of things happening. Wow. No wonder my brain hurts.
You put me in your suitcase next time you do another European tour. I'm in.
Well, it is. Do you know, but I met somebody today, actually, an interesting young man. He works with the 10th Man. It's a guerrilla advertising, marketing, PR agency. They do mad stuff. They used to work with Paddy Power, bookmakers here in Dublin. And the poor man, he came up to Dublin, and I spoke to him for about an hour and a half, non-stop about this stuff. And at the end, he was sort of like, we're only having coffee. He goes, this is so exciting. I'm going, yes, you should be in here, because that's what he should be. He's into disruptive PR activities, guerrilla tactics. You should definitely be in here. And it's just, I don't know, I'm also organising an awards ceremony in London for ICOs come November. So anybody who wants to get involved, sponsors or nominations, watch this space. And it's just, I think the energy is so positive in this area. It's not, I hate people say either Ponzi or, fly me to the moon type stuff, whatever. It's not about the price of Bitcoin. It's about really interesting and energized people working in this really new and exciting transformational technologies. That's the exciting thing for me.
That's been my feeling every time I run into somebody that's heavily involved in blockchain. They only want to state the positive, and they're all innovators of one form or another, and they certainly know how to network and get the word out. I mean, that's really the impressive part that I've seen about all of these things that you just spoke about. What's next for you? What are you doing next?
Well, the next thing I want to do is, the awards, that's going to be important in November. So a big push on that. That'll be very exciting. I'm also going to get down and dirty with Block Newbie, which is an opportunity given to me with this. It's an Irish startup, and I've been invited into the CEO. So before I've been an advisor and PR and journalist, and they're all on the periphery, if you like. They're extending a message, communicating ideas, whatever. And I'm now going to get into the actual body of this ICO and really understand what it takes to run an ICO. That to me is a huge challenge, because I've run my own business before. I've run a communications business in Australia, in Singapore, and in Ireland, but I've never run like that kind of a commercial business with developers and legal, and that is going to be a huge learning curve, and I welcome it. Like, it's going to be pretty scary, but I'm really excited. There's some very good people. Lachlan Nestor, who's the original founder, he's a great guy. So I'm very excited about that. I've got Fran Rooney coming in too as well. He's a big noise here. He's the ex-CEO of Baltimore Technologies back in the boom. He was Ireland's first dot-com billionaire, barrister now. So I've got some really solid people there, and that's a huge challenge. I look forward to that. Excellent.
All right. Anything else that I missed that you want to bring up before we close on today?
I got a fun one.
Okay.
Prior to all this, I know I bored you before. I had my life was hit by the financial crash. Lost my home, my business, whatever. And when I was struggling, I was very, very broke for a long time. I was fighting the government, fighting the law, fighting European elections, fighting on behalf of little people. And in the middle of it all, I wrote a trilogy of erotica, and to talk about why the banks were failing and why everything was failing. And I'm now releasing that in the coming months. I've renamed it, I'm re-editing it, and it's called Confessions of a Cryptomaniac. So you have been warned.
I like it. Send me a copy.
There's 3 of them. I'll send you all 3. Warning, it has caused babies in the past. That's all I'll say.
Okay. I got it. All right, Jillian, thanks for being a guest. We'll talk real soon.
Thank you so much indeed. Thank you.
You're welcome. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yoruba. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll talk to you real soon.